Ready, play some defense, because if not, we will run up the score. We're busting everybody's face. We need the trophy.
Absolutely. Agreed. And we're celebrating afterwards.
Back here with Chris Mannix, we're going viral. Kyrie Irving has decided to not opt in to his Celtics contract and will instead test free agency. And with the Nets frontrunners to land Kyrie, one fan has already decided to go all in, get a custom Kyrie jersey to pair with his D'Angelo Russell jersey. D'Lo took notice, liking the picture on the gram. Mannix, you're going to be buying a Kyrie Irving Nets jersey? Well, not buying, but custom making.
I guess
one.
making a jersey is better than getting a tattoo in case
That's
it doesn't
where I thought
work
we were
out.
going.
Like that, I've seen that happen before with guys potentially signing there. I think they're a front runner right now, but like with anything else, there's a long way to go.
I tried this business once upon a time. Before the NBA draft in '03, I was in high school. Going to NBA.com and making customized LeBron jerseys and trying to sell them for the teams that could potentially get the #1 pick. I wasted a lot of money. No one bought them. I didn't really have a good business plan. I tried that once, yeah.
Just on Kyrie real quick, like, how much must he hate Boston if he walks away from what he could have there next year? Because we all agreed that if they want to get Anthony Davis, they can probably go get Anthony Davis, what they have, and still have Gordon Hayward back, and have Al Horford. Yeah. He must hate Boston.
Yeah, that's not really important to me. Nick, I'm talking about this career choice. What other jobs you have? 'Cause I know you used to sell steaks.
I sold steaks.
You probably sold weed.
No,
you probably used to be a drug dealer. I know, Nick.
No.
Nick,
no.
Look into the camera. Tell America.
I've never sold narcotics for a living, even on the side, even a little bit. I did sell steaks door to door, and I had a great steak sales pitch. I sold sneakers. I sold T-shirts for a fire department. I attempted to sell bootleg jerseys. That didn't go well. Those things are all true. Never got into the narcotics business.
Weed is not a narcotic.
Okay, well, never got into the controlled
see, you're always correcting
business.
me. Oh, Chris, that's not a word.
I did that once. You're still not over.
This is something I know.
Unrefutable. I did it once. I told you that's not what I said. What's up, Jenna? Sorry, Jenna. Jenna's upset we didn't include her because she obviously used to sell weed. Go ahead.
Never even smoked it. Back to the NBA Finals now. Game 6 tonight in Oracle. Tonight, Toronto will sit one win away from their first ever NBA championship. The same position they were in the other night in Game 5. Kawhi Leonard has been phenomenal throughout, averaging a shade under 30 and 11 in the finals. Mannix, how much pressure is on Kawhi and the Raptors tonight?
I think there's pressure on both the Raptors and Kawhi. I think the Raptors, there's pressure as a team because going back to a Game 7 against a Warriors team that is comfortable in that environment, that has been involved in Game 7s in the past, I think that's difficult. And for Kawhi, I'm kind of curious what the reaction would be if they wound up losing this series. I think we all agreed that if Kawhi Leonard led this team to a win, it would burnish his resume significantly. He would be elevated in the minds of everyone. But what happens if they lose this series? If they blow a 3-1 lead and Kawhi Leonard is the centerpiece of that franchise, do his credentials take a hit because of that?
Didn't hurt Steph Curry.
Oh, I think it did. I think it did.
I don't think we blame Steph Curry.
I think we now, because they won the next 2 championships, they've had this run. I think that in real time, in the moment, here's what it did to Steph Curry. Steph was about to take that golden ring. We always talk about his best player in the world, back-to-back MVP, unanimous MVP, 73-win team. And LeBron not only took it back from him, but seemingly almost made him ineligible for it. Like, nobody since then has discussed him as, is he the best player in the world? I think Kawhi, even if they were to not win this series, if they were to blow a 3-1 lead themselves, he has elevated himself so much in this playoff run. He would come down a little bit from where he is right now, but he wouldn't be further back than where the playoff run started because he has been sensational. And I think everyone understands he literally won them Game 7 with the jump shot in the second round. He was the difference maker in the 4 straight wins against Milwaukee.
Against the MVP.
Against the MVP. And he's been the best player in this series through 5 games, I think by a pretty decent margin. Like, I don't even Raptor, who would be get the second most Finals MVP votes, would be. I got no clue.
I think for Kawhi though, if they win this series and he continues down this path of playing as well as he has, he can be in the discussion of being one of, if not the best playoff performers of this generation. In that mix for sure. If they lose this series, I think that gets taken off the table, especially being up 3-1 with Kevin Durant not on the other side of the floor.
And if you look at, he took down the Heat. people joke, say he took down the Spurs.
Yeah.
Now he would take down the Warriors. I do understand the difference in he lost the series compared to if he won the series. But the truth of the matter, if people are being truthful, man, we don't know Kawhi. I mean, I do. I mean, I know him as well as you can know him. We don't know how he's going to react. He's responding in every other situation. I believe he'll be more aggressive in this situation than he's been in these finals. In spurts, he took over a first quarter. In spurts, he took over the third quarter. But for me, Kawhi Leonard, I believe right from the beginning, Nick Nurse gets him right involved in the action, and they try to get him to be aggressive in that first quarter to be able to take that crowd out of the game, be able to take some of the momentum that the Warriors were able to create in game number 5.
And Kawhi and Danny Green have very specific experience that can help them in this situation, where they were on the team that prior to the Raptors in Game 5 was the closest to a championship and lost.
They had the trophy. They were roping off the court.
They're roping off the court.
I was there for that one.
Right, and so they know how Pop got them ready for Game 7. And again, I know they lost Game 7, but it was they didn't melt down. That wasn't.
No, they played a good. That was
they played a great game, and the Heat were just flatly better. That was probably the best of all those Heat teams they had won during the season. They had a 27-game winning streak. It wasn't a choke job there. I'm not worried about Kawhi in this game at all. Almost everybody else is real concerned. How do they respond to being that close to this environment and to what I am certain is in the back of some of their minds, which is, man, even though it's at home, we do not want a Game 7 here. Like the Warriors, they played in a Game 7 against OKC. They played in a Game 7 against Cleveland. They played in a Game 7 last year against Houston on the road. And so the Warriors also would be in a position of desperately wanting the Game 7. The Raptors trying to avoid it. That, to me, is an interesting wrinkle.
Let's just say this, because I always get into this with you. My coaches have always told me people overemphasize how the wins and how the losses come. In the NFL, they do it all the time. Teams start off slow, then they catch fire. Let's just say this. Let's say Toronto and the Warriors, they split in Oracle. All right?
And it's 2-2.
And let's just say the Raptors come back. They won the last game. They win it by 1 point. Kevin Durant comes back. He gets hurt. What are you guys' feelings going into game number 6? Are they different than what they are?
For me, they would be. I think the emotion of the previous game can carry over, and that would be my concern here.
Yeah, I think it would be different. But the player I'm watching tonight is Kyle Lowry the most. I mean, Kyle Lowry's had a terrific postseason. He's exercised some of his own personal demons, but he's also thrown up the occasional clunker in the postseason. And I don't know what the effect's going to be of him missing that shot at the end of Game 5. He needs to play exceptionally well in this game on both ends of the floor, because we know Steph Curry's coming to play. We know he's probably going to attempt 25, 30 shots. Kyle Lowry's got to be good on that end, and he's got to be efficient on the offensive end. That's the one guy I'm watching the closest tonight.
What a great story that would be, them getting their first championship, and Kyle Lowry, what he went through with Rose and being traded.
Everything Kyle Lowry's gone through from the beginning, from his early stage of his career when
bouncing around the league.
Admitted he was a knucklehead, changed his entire perception on basketball. He's a great guy and a great story. I want to see how he reacts tonight.
Thanks so much for your time today, Chris. Take a break. Coming up, is Anthony Davis a lock to team up with LeBron? That's next on First Things First.
Tell Simi Ojeleye we say hello.
3 first-round picks.